This is December 1918, and I just wanted to say a couple of things. So, food shortages. Ice Age Farmer, as well as several other channels, have confirmed that a lot of farmers will not be planting this year. Granted, I've seen some turnover in some of the fields. Some of the fields I haven't seen any tractors or anything like that that usually are out there by now. So that tells me that there's not going to be a whole lot of crops this year. Beans, corn, and so on and so forth up here in Minnesota. I don't know who's all going to be doing up here, but as far as that goes, so that means next year's crop, you might be wanting to get some stuff ahead of time. Because not only is inflation going to hit, you also have shortages on tin as well. You also have other companies that are, like one company, they ended up killing about 5.3 million chickens and sent 200 people home for gave them the pink slip. So you got that there as well. So we're getting shortage on chickens because why? You have the bird flu. And I say just let it go through the population. If it kills them all off, it kills them all off. Otherwise, let it hold. And then rebuild from there and continue moving forward. It is what it is. It's got to go through the population. And the reason why I say that is, think of this. When I was in the military overseas, there was a flu. Well, it wasn't like the flu, but it was like, well, they called it the bird flu, something, something, I don't know. But it affected your digestive tract, and oh my gosh. it was horrible. But needless to say, it started off on the one side of the camp and worked all the way through. What did the medics tell us? We don't have medication for it, so don't even ask. But even if we did have medication, we wouldn't give it to you because it has to go through the population. And this was back in 2003. During the war. Yes, during the war in camp. So, yes, does disease suck? Absolutely 100%. But sometimes you just have to let it roll through and do its due diligence, unfortunately. Otherwise, you're not going to have immunity to it, and you're not going to stop it, and it's going to keep mutating. Because that's how viruses work. They take the host and take its DNA or RNA and recreate itself. That's why it's not classified as a living element or creature or whatever. It's non-living. In other words, it was neither alive or dead to begin with, because if you can't kill it technically because it wasn't alive to begin with on technical standards. So that said being done, and then of course, you always see, oh, wash your hands, this and that, for germs. Well, actually, germs aren't necessarily what gets you sick. It's viruses and bacteria, not germs. It's kind of funny on how that works. But needless to say, I'm not a microbiologist, but I have done my research and whatever. If you want to put stuff down in the comment section, cool. Another thing. So this is a secondary topic. Recently, I lost my job, and it sucks because last year I got time and a half at 8 hours a week for 4 Saturdays a month. So that's a lot of overtime. And then this year I went down to 40 hours a week, and then I put in for unemployment. The unemployment came back and said, we ain't giving it to you because you violated company policy, blah, 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 blah. Bunch of crap. That's beside the point because of the situation that I had at hand. The last situation happened to deal with medical, my GERD, and all that stuff, and that's neither here nor there. But the point I want to make is this. If you think you're secure at your job, just remember you can be let go at any given time and be fired at any given time. And if they want to find a reason, they'll find a reason to fire you and put it underneath so you don't get unemployment. Granted, unemployment would have been 50%, and I would have been getting about $500 every paycheck. But it is what it is. And there is no extras. I know a lot of people say, well, people are getting extras and this and that. Well, guess what? I even signed up for there was no extras. There's nothing. That was done months ago. Now, are there other places that still do it? Probably, yeah, maybe. Or they have 2 people have an income. That might be the situation as well. My situation just happened to be that I got kind of, pardon my French, but screwed. So not only did I go from making $19.50 plus night differential, which is $1, so that's $20.50 plus time and a half on Saturdays, to this year only having 40 hours a week at $20.50. So you do taxes and all that other stuff, whoop-de-woo. And I ended up getting let go. Now, here's the deal. Yes, do I got a lot of credit card debt and all that stuff, which I should have probably tried to get rid of by now, but unfortunately, because I got other things and means that I've been doing, and I've also invested in these things using the credit cards, so therefore, it's a catch-22. But I'm going to tell you this much. If you can avoid getting into credit card debt, avoid it at all costs. Get your monetary stuff in the situation and get that going as well. Another thing I'm going to tell you is this. Granted, I probably could have worked on getting a better job, but at least I have a job now, and I ended up going to an interview, which I probably could have gotten that one at the egg plant. I'm not going to name them, but they called me back last week, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to take that one, because even though it's more pay, I would have had to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't work Fridays due to my religious beliefs. And then Saturday night, I would have worked at 4/8, and I would have been working every single Saturday. I decided, yeah, that's not going to happen. But the second place that I interviewed for, I got the job. I don't know how, but God provided that for me. And so I went through the temp agency. I only get $18 an hour. I was able to go from $17.50 to $18 because I was like, well, it's a little bit of a drive. I got a little bit of experience and so on and so forth. So they ended up working with me and got me $18. Now, if I stay with the company, I get $1.50 once I get hired on. So that's $19.50. So we're looking at the same pay, about $1 difference. So that said being done, it still sucks. But guess what? I got to drive a little bit further too. I got to drive 44 miles one way instead of 30 miles like I used to one way. So that's an extra more on gas. But thank God I'm doing 410s. But at the same time, because it's 410s and it takes about an hour to hour 15 minutes to get there, that's more time on the road. It sucks. But I got to do what I got to do, and thank God I took the job, because if I wouldn't have taken the job, I'd have nothing coming in, which nothing coming in equals nothing, nada. At least I have something versus nothing. Because with the unemployment, it kind of screwed me in both directions. So that's it being done. For those that are out there that are complaining because there's no jobs, there's actually a ton of jobs out there. You just got to go out there, grab one. I don't care how much you make. You grab it by the horns and you take it. Then while you have that job, work. If that job you're going to be at a dead end or whatever, look for another job while you're at that job. I guarantee you'll be able to find another job. There's a bunch of them out there. Get it, take it, pull it, and start working on your finances. Work on collecting extra, cans of tuna, extra cans of corn, like I've stated before in other videos. Because the times are getting tough, and they're going to get tough. And trust me, we're going to be the Great Depression is going to look like nothing. My house apparently is worth $167,000, $168,000, and I bought it not even 3 years ago. Well, actually, it is. Well, yeah. This year it'll be 3 years because you got 19 to 20, 20 to 21, 21 to 22. Yep. No, 2018. So, yeah, it'll be 4 years this year. But, yeah, point being, my house went up $47,000. Great. Guess what? I pay more in taxes. That's another reason why when I bought the house, I didn't go for Housebrook. I went as cheap as I possibly could within reason. So that's it being done. This is Semperfi 1918. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and you have yourselves a great day. Semperfi 1918. Out.